Hey, James from Social Coach. I'm going to share a simple strategy to make you way more attractive to women fast. This video I think is a ripper. It made a huge difference in my own personal life. Something I've only shared before with my mastermind. Let me show you this. These are all Moleskine diaries, and I've probably got nearly twice as many of these. This isn't all full of stuff related to girls, but it's from my travels over 7 years. But these are jam-packed full of detailed notes about most of the approaches I've done, and pretty much every day I went on over that period of time. And remember, what gets measured gets managed. And again, I wrote notes about what I did right, what I did wrong, what I learned, what I needed to apply for next time. And this completely and utterly changed my life from a completely pitiful, miserable 27-year-old virgin to a 31-year-old who'd never had a girlfriend, never had any more sex, and just thought he was basically going to die and go through his entire life alone and celibate, to a guy who dated girls from 30 countries, probably way over 50 cities, models, beautiful professional women, and spent nearly 5 years of my life mixing and matching two girlfriends at once who were seeing each other as well. So much of my success came from this pickup diary system. So what I'm going to do now that I think is really going to help you is I'm going to share some actual examples of the sort of notes and the detail I'm recording and studying in my pickup diary, which I now keep in the notes section of an Apple iPhone. I'd implore you to keep watching to the end of this video, because I'm going to share with you also actually how I summarize all these points and come up with an actual action plan and the things I've got to remember when I'm talking to women or trying to improve. And this technique is obviously going to help you improve with women. It can help you improve in jiu-jitsu, business, swimming, general socializing, public speaking, whatever it is. If you follow this sort of format I'm teaching you now, it can help improve your life in many areas. Okay, so these are some actual concrete examples. Social worker from California, 9 out of 10. Good start, but I lost her interest. I changed the subject too much. I should have gone deep. One of the main things I teach my guys in conversation training. Really cute girl at my yoga studio. Good job, great you did the approach. It was quite a hard one logistically, but you just talk too much about yourself. You got yoga brain. Next one, a 10, I met in a sauna, but I'm quite a sociable guy in this environment and people sort of like me. She smiles at me coming in twice. We got a bit of conversation going. I made the remark, my body compared to her body. Oh my God, what a joke, it was obscene. The takeaway was I'm far too conservative. I didn't want to pick her up in front of other people because I was here and she was sort of 6 people or 4 people away or something. I should have been more bold and aggressive because this is one of the hottest girls I saw in a long time. Very silly. Some more examples, another yoga one. Okay, this is a really good one. I met some girls at yoga and I made the decision that when I go there, this is some really good stuff, I should make sure I put my stuff in one of the middle lockers, because that gives me the highest probability of talking to girls on this side or on this side. Whereas if I use a locker over in the far left, I can't get any access to them. Obviously the far right, I can't get any access to them. But when I'm in the middle, I can potentially talk to anyone who just comes in casually after the class, who might be looking for me to talk to, or I might be able to just do a cold approach. 2 hot hippie girls in yoga who wanted me bad, but then I didn't listen. So I'm getting hard on myself. Never interrupt, slow down. She's sharing an experience about her being in the corner of the room. I'm just blabbing on. Here's another one where I did a really tough approach. It didn't work out. Note the pride and accomplishment of actually taking action and doing it dwarfs all the pain of rejection. Exclamation marks galore. I said that should maybe be a content piece. Okay, here's a really tragic one, which as a dating coach, I should never have made this mistake, but I did. I was actually talking to a teacher who was a lot younger than me and pretty cute, and I had yoga brain. She asked me, what am I up to tonight on a Sunday? And I just told her. I didn't realize she was asking me out till 5 minutes later, when you're like, oh, you idiot, how did you make that mistake? One at the gym, a busty, fit blonde. I looked at her looked her up and down, so I gave her a little bit of a smile, and she came right up and stood right beside me. Now this girl was, like many of these girls, a long way out of my league, but I made the notes. If there's cute girls around, talk to the hunky, sort of confident personal trainer, because then I benefit from his social proof. I'm giving you some amazing tips in this video, I think. Anyway, you get the idea. There also seemed to be a huge number of yoga ones. I think this is because at a point in my life, right, I joined a yoga studio and did a bit more than usual. Here's one from a bookstore where I approached a stupidly hot girl. I gave her a 9.5 out of 10. I approached her in the self-help section. That's where all the wacky hot girls are there. I approached in the self-help section, me trying to show women what a smarty pants smart guy I am, like so many intelligent guys, not that I'm particularly intelligent. I start talking about literature. I think I asked her what was the last great book you read. She gives me a self-help book. Because I was a bit out of form at the time, start talking about literature, and I just sort of have this disconnect with her, and it ends up not going too well. I also commented maybe it could have been the grey beard because she was a lot younger than me. Again, I'm saving one of the best bits of this video till last. This will help you massively improve your life with women if you implement it properly, just like the massive transformation it had for me. And again, I must highlight, this concept is going to help you in pretty much all areas of life. I keep all these little entries, as I just shared with you, but as I go, I keep a running list of what are the key issues I need to work on to improve. And I can tell you, I grew up sort of shy, introverted. I was bullied like incredibly when I was young by my family and also school and friends and that sort of thing. So holding strong eye contact with someone, particularly a pretty girl, was something I really needed to work on. I remember for like 18 months, I had eye contact as the number one thing on my list of things I need to do. Most people, particularly smart guys who try to master everything at once, most people try to achieve too much. They have a to-do list with 15 things on it and they think they're going to achieve all them in the next week. Whereas if you can just have maybe one thing on it and then maybe 2 others you'd like to get to, but you make absolutely freaking sure you get that number one thing done. If that can be your attitude to self-improvement or improvement with women, you're probably going to get dramatically better results. So what I have, again, this is a bit old, but this is, I don't know if I'll give you more, but this is my top 7 list. These are the things at the time I wrote this, I was working on in my sort of pickup diary thing. Get number immediately. It's Sydney. I'm busy. If necessary, get her number and just say, hey, let's have a chat on the phone, see if we've got a lot in common, then we can go from there. Generally, it's not a good idea with really, really hot girls to get their contact information too quickly, because that sort of lets them know they've got your interest, whereas you obviously want to get them on a date and hopefully into bed if there's a connection there. So, but it's Sydney, I'm busy, I meet girls, I might never see them again. Sometimes I delay getting the number and I miss out on everything. So I've got to get the number sooner than I ideally would if I was living in a small city like, say, Perth, which I grew up in. I've got to go straight to the method. Sometimes when I'm caught up in work, I'm nowhere near as smooth as I was, say, when I was traveling or when I was really promiscuous a few years back. So get straight to my method. Stuff like open-ended questions. If I like the girl, ask her about my hobbies, interests like books and travel. Use the standard questions I give my clients, like favorite thing for the weekend. Be super friendly, smiley and energetic, not aloof like a role model of mine from years ago, David. Yeah, I'm a very intense guy. I don't smile much. I don't have the best teeth. So I've got to remember to be that bubbly, smiley, sort of Steve Irwin excited guy, and get out of my more introverted persona. Assume attraction. I'm reasonably tall. I'm very, very well presented for an Australian man. And yeah, I've had more than my fair share of sort of attractive conquests, which I think girls can sort of smell on you. So just assume attraction is the next one. I'll just fly. If the girl's looking and she's looking in your eyes when you're walking around somewhere, she's interested. Hold her eye contact and smile. Don't wimp out. I'm a dating coach, particularly when I'm busy. There's been plenty of times I've wimped out too. So I just use the countdown method, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Let's do this. And finally, confidence is number 1. When you do an approach, you either don't do the approach or you fully commit to the approach in most cases. Yeah, that's literally the top 7 things I'm working on a while ago, but I'm still working on now, and that's come straight out of my iPhone, which I'm currently using as a second camera. So yeah, that's the secret of my incredible transformation with women, from a 27-year-old virgin to doing things most guys, including many of the world's better known dating coaches, they just think I'm making this stuff up when I tell them some of the stuff that I've done, particularly having 2 girlfriends at once and some of the crazy sex things we do. And it's also been the key of the transformation of so many of my most successful clients. So there you go, my pickup diary system, I should rename it for 2022. The system that makes you way more attractive to women fast. Seriously, I think this is a really amazing video I've put out into the world. Some of the insights I've given you just in what I was working on, the mistakes I was making. Yeah, I hope you may watch this video more than once and you get a ton out of it. And we're just starting out on our YouTube journey, so if you could just take one moment to hit like, subscribe, and ring that bell thing, that would mean the world to us. Hey, so if you got something out of that video and you want to find out more on similar topics, click over to the left here. And if you want a fantastic free gift from us, something over and above what we give you on YouTube, click over to the right there. And I look forward to seeing the results you get out of it.